interview day. Need to get this in because I am so flat 9 days out. But Amino GT, one of my friggin' favorite amino acid products with green tea in it. It's better than coffee at the moment because coffee's banned. Oh, it smells so good as well. Let me dump that in there. Oh, that's mixing in real well. That's good. We're on. My name is Vivek Bhattacharjee. I'm 23 years old and I'm an ICN ACT men's fitness competitor.
Why did you start training?
I started training like any other teenager. I saw my friends, they were getting bigger than me. I had self-esteem issues. I was always the smallest kid in a group of sort of big guys. And it really started to get to me a little bit, you know. I was always sort of a popular kid. I had amazing friends and still do. But, you know, it's the 21st century. If you're small, you're going to go through a bit of a rough time at school. And that was the original inspiration, man. My best friend Mark Salase started going to a gym just around the corner from our school, which was the Southern Cross Health Club, which I still go to this day. And that was it, man. I was 16 years old when I walked in there. 53 kilos, and that's 53 kilos with trackies, hoodies, the school bag on, anything I could weigh my pants down with, that's what I was. But it's a great starting point because no matter where I go from this point on, you always have that as motivation to remind you that's where you started.
So, what got you into training? Just your mates around you and everything like that?
Yeah, my mates around me, and I guess, like anyone, man, I'm a full-blooded Indian kid, you know. Truth be told, I always was just trying to fit in, and I guess size was always one area, in more ways than one, that always I was concerned about, but I enjoyed it, you know. Like, I played a lot of soccer and cricket when I was younger growing up. I love sports, I love competition, I love competing. And when you get to a point in life when you realize, you know what, maybe one of those dreams isn't going to work out, you have to channel that ambition somewhere. And every time you go to the gym, regardless if it's in a powerlifting perspective or an aesthetic perspective, you can always strive for something else. There's always so much more you can become. There's no limit, essentially. And at a young age, when you've suddenly stopped playing sport and you've missed out on the things that you loved, to pick up a new passion and at 16, 17 years old and decide that, you know what, this is what I want to do, gives everyday purpose.
Now, you said you're competing. How long have you been competing for, and how long do you see yourself competing for?
Well, I've been competing for 3 years now, and the desire to compete actually came very early into my training years. Like I said, went to the Southern Cross Health Club, and there was a guy, his name's Josh Hegarty, who's still a great friend of mine to this day. He used to run a supplement store there. So we would walk around the back of the gym to get there from school. We'd leave school and we'd walk to the gym. And I remember seeing this guy and just going, man, ain't nothing special about him. Until one day he took his shirt off in the gym and he was just huge. And you know, you have to ask, you're like, hey man, like, why are you so big for? And he told me he was a natural bodybuilder. And he pointed out to a couple of trophies around the gym at the time, and they belonged to a gentleman named Harry Horoluk, a great mentor and great friend of mine. And I remember just being in awe of all these trophies. And I asked Josh, like, man, like, where are these shows? Like, well, when does this happen? Funny enough, he was getting ready for one a few weeks from that point, which at the time was the ICN show in 2011. Me being me, I told the boys, guys, we're going to go watch these guys compete. They said there is nothing worse than watching grown men stand in their undies on stage with other grown men. They had a good point. But I remember I still went. And I stood at the back of this room. It was the Southern Cross Club in 2011. I stood at the back of the room by myself. 1,000 people, sold out. And I saw all these guys from the gym on stage, barely wearing anything at all, flexing, doing whatever they wanted. And the whole time they were doing that, they were being judged. They were happily being judged. There was a judging panel there was an audience there, and that entire time they were willingly letting people have an opinion of them. And as someone with insecurities like I had, how could you not, be inspired by that? And that's what it was. It was pretty much that moment there where I went, you know what? I want to get to a point in my life where I don't care what people say about me anymore. I want to get up there, conquer my fears and my insecurities, and just be the best version of me. So I remember the following year I actually started talking to Harry Horoloop, and I told him, I think I was weighing about a solid 58 kilos at the time. And I told him, you know what, Harry, I want to compete, old man. And Harry, being Harry, was like, you first got to train your calves. Lord knows I tried. And I still do try. But it was the whole process of learning from that point on to compete. You have to train, your lower body, your upper body, your abs, your core, everything has to get trained. Like there's no, you can't just train arms, you just can't do bench press. Everything that we were taught as kids, like you're an idiot. You need to do everything. So this whole competing idea, now I had inspiration every day. Every day had purpose. And it took me a long time, as a natural competitor with, let's be honest, the worst genetics known to man. I will never forgive my mum and dad for the genetics they gave me. I love you both though. It was tough. I had to wait. And in 2015, I thought I was ready. I dieted for 9 months for that show. 9 long months. And I was very fortunate to come away with a novice win in my first show. And from that point on, I was hooked. You can't explain the feeling of being up there and seeing your friends and family just all stand as one and cheer for you. That was something I never had. When I played sport, I was never that good. I was never good enough to draw in enough people who went, you know what, because of you, I want to get into that sport. But when it came to this, my whole journey was, it's good that you're giving it a try. It's good you're giving it a go. I hope you enjoy yourself. I will always enjoy this. And I will continue to do this. Because that was 2015. 2016, I still got back on stage. And 2017, I'm about to do it again. And Lord knows next year I'll be doing it. And I'm going to keep doing it until I'm the best in the world. Believe that.
So run me through, you were saying there's no better feeling when you're on stage and you see your friends and family in the crowd. Is that what motivates you? What else sort of motivates you as well?
That's, to be honest, one of the biggest motivating factors. I mean, yeah, it does sound cheesy, it does sound corny, but there is no better feeling than, I guess, being acknowledged by your peers. And we do live in this social media age, that's the truth. We're all on our phones, we've all got a social media account somewhere. Through all the negativity that we sometimes see on that, nothing means more to me than getting a comment or a message from someone saying, you look good, you motivate me, you got this, I want to give that a go. Because for me, it just took one person to believe in me for me to go through with this. If I can get across to these people that it can be done and that I believe in them, you never know whose life you're going to change. That motivates me. And we're so lucky with the federation I compete for. We're continuously growing. We're the biggest natural federation in the world. And we continuously grow. And now our pros are getting prize money. Like, we're trying to get to a point where you can live your dreams. You can do this naturally and live your dreams and make a living out of this industry. You don't have to hate what you do. You just have to believe in yourself enough to go through all the little, rough times to get to this point, and then of course further beyond. And I don't know where I'd be without my friends and family. At the end of the day, I know, even though I don't express it enough, I know how much my parents have sacrificed for me to be able to live the life I live. We live in a beautiful home here in the best country in the world. And when you've got an Indian kid going, hey dad, I'm going to be the greatest fitness competitor in the world, that doesn't sound an awful lot like doctor to him. So to have his support and to have my mum's support, and my mum is the real MVP, man. I remember when I won the junior national title, I put that medal, if you look at my Instagram, it's still there, I put it straight on my mum because she did all my meal prep that entire way through. She was the one that got me through that entire journey. I'm so grateful for them. And my friends are the other ones that I wish I was a better friend to them. That's the honest truth. There are so many good people that let me do this, that allow me to do this, that support me to do this. And without them, I'd have to work more hours to be able to pay for my personal training, to pay for my supplements, to pay for my entry fees, my travel, my everything. There's so much that goes into this whole journey to one day be the best. I believe in myself, and I'm so fortunate that I'm one of the people that has an entire community that believe in me as well. But when I get to things like with these guys here, by the way, like to be with Gat, like how cool is that? That doesn't happen without people going, you know what, I believe in that kid, and we're going to support him with whatever he does. So when Gat got on board with this, that the best thing for me was like all these free supplements that were coming in, all these samples, they're yours. They're ours now. Like, that's what motivates me, is us moving forwards.
So, how will you go this year? What do you think's going to happen this year? What do you hope for?
I will win. There's no... I guess this is one that's very hard to say. I know what's going to happen. I know I'm going to win. I know I'm going to win COFs. I know I'm going to win the routine division. I know I'm going to go back to back with my fitness title. And I know that this year, there's no fourth place, there's no third place, there's no second place. I will step on stage in the ACT. The Lord above and my old man smiling down, I will win. Mark my words. I will win.